Good day everyone, Josh here, and welcome back to another video. And this time we are going to be doing F1 25 Driver Career. Yes, it's official, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing a career mode full time, not like partly. So we'll do like one part, then like skip it for that one. But we are going to be doing full time. So hopefully this is going to go well for us. Now I haven't even done full-time career mode in a while, but the only time I've done like fully was like F1 2015 when I completed the 2014 season as Lewis Hamilton. Now I'm starting to get the feeling of it while I was trying to do everything I can just to edit the videos out before it goes into YouTube, and it did. All that is just what went well. So I thought I want to do this one right now, so I thought this is going to go well. So if you're tuning in for this career mode, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. So let's just get this video on the way then. So here we are on this menu screen here. So we're going to be selecting career as well as selecting driver career, and we're also done the Richard Verschoor career, which is basically off screen, so you guys won't see it for that one. But we're not going to skip it to Formula 1. We are going to be going straight to F2 full season, and all the setups here don't need to like show it here, but I'll probably going to save this one now. It's a 50% race distance here in F2, and yeah, we're normally just going to do everything we can for this one now. As well as the drivers, we are going to be creating our own driver. So, but as you can see here, this is where everything changes here. All those like faces there are new. Some of the old ones there are completely gone, except the F1 Esports drivers. So the F1 Esports drivers, they're safe, they stay there, that is fine. So, yeah. As well as for the audio name, Law was not even there for the most of it, so the closest one here will be this one here.
Lloyd!
So actually here, Lloyd is the closest one to Law. As well as selecting the driver numbers, well, we are bringing it back to the good old days when I used to have that number back in the old days, which is the number 28. And if you didn't know, 28 is the number that I used back in 2008 when I first did in MotoGP. I used the number 28 every single time, and I became more successful with that number. Helmets, it's not really a thing. Celebrations and of course radios will also do randomly at every point of time there. And Driver Academy, this is new because Williams and Kick Sauber have been separated by Mercedes Driver Academy and Ferrari Driver Academy. So that's interesting. So we have like a Sauber Driver Academy, and we also have the Williams Driver Academy. But for me, I feel like the most obvious choice here will be the Mercedes Driver Academy that I will be selecting for this series. So the F2, it's not really much of it what I'm going to be choosing here, but I know which one I'm going to be choosing, and that is none other than AIX Racing. And my teammate for this season in the F2 will be none other than Joshua Dirksen. He's going to be my F2 teammate. So here we go. AIX Racing will be the first time we head into Bahrain. Okay, so here we are for practice, and by the way, this is fully weekend here, so we put in practice, one-shot qualifying, and sprint and a feature race as well. So first time, this is going to be good for us despite the fact we're in the F2 and we had to claw our way to F1. So, all things must go as planned here. So the first time we go out of the track here, so as you can see, we're getting out of the pit, and just to see how the car handles or something, we're getting wheel spin at the exit of turn 1, and then the exit of turn 2, the back end just snaps. That's unfortunate for that. Here's a replay here. How did I make a mistake here? So, a little bit of wobble there at the exit of turn 1, and then the back end just snaps at turn number 2. So it's not looking good for my first impressions of the Formula 2 cars. So yeah, we're just trying to do everything we can here. So practice wise, everything was looking solid on this sessions here. So we did all the purple sessions, so we need to get the DRS, okay, and then boom.
That was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
So there you go. Mark, our race engineer, told us and said we did a really good job with the practice times here and the practice R&D charts here. When we come into the pits, we spun out. Great. And it's just not even like that. We're just trying to like come into the pits. So that's not even good for this one. Here's some of the parts here that we just did here, and the setup wise, I don't think I want to show you this one. So here are the lap times that we just did here. 41.0 was best time that I actually got at this point. Heading to the next R&D practice was managing your fuel, and all I did here was managing my fuel very perfectly and just managed to improve that.
We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So with that, it's just literally like what has literally come up at this point with the practice of this one. So you see the replay, we just locked up at turn 10. So it wasn't even that purposely of it, this one. So fuel management, we actually nailed everything of it. So all the green parts there, some of the purples and some bit of the reds there. But it was worth it. It was really good. However, I do think like sometimes it could get a lot better in like the fuel management here. Because as you can see here, like some of those like managements there, I need to like sort out everything else other than like not knowing like how I manage and stuff, because this is like everything. This is practice all of a sudden. But anyway, the final practice of the R&D chart here. We're still number 1 on the leaderboard in practice, but we have Ollie Behrman was right there, so we complete the practice time.
Right,
so not too bad here. We got Richard Forshaw in 3rd, but actually no, after the practice we literally beat Isaac Hadjar, beating Ollie Behrman, and then Gabriel Bortoletto comes home in 4th, and Richard Forshaw rounds up your top 5. And there was a bunch of them here that we could see for this one. So let's just head over to one-shot quali. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. This is like my ratings. So yeah, very interesting ones. This is basically like last year's game, but that's fine. So here we are, qualifying, and hopefully for that one we could do extremely well in qualifying, or actually doing terrible in qualifying. But let's just go out how everything went here, and let's just see how I can do this one. So we're going to do some hot laps around this Bahrain Grand Prix. I'm using the race line for this one. So brake at the 150 meter board here, go 2nd gear, turn number 1. Short shift up to 3rd gear before you go to turn 2. Be aware of the tractions there for this one. DRS is there for this one. Now you have to spot the braking point at 100-meter board there. Third gear, you have to rotate the car as much as you can here, get the tractions there. You don't want to shift down the gears, stay in fourth gear, and then you have to try to go for the brake after the second board, and then you go second gear for that one. Find the tractions there for that one. Then you have to brake after the line was there, and you have to manage your tractions all the way through if you want to get your DRS ready to pump it. So, the next part here will be very, very interesting. Brake after the 100-meter board, go third gear, you have to manage your tractions again. And then this is one just flat out again for that. Brake at this point here, go third gear again, and just manage everything with the momentum there. Thank you very much. Then brake it up after the 100-meter board, and then get all the rotations you needed there. And that is a lap guide here, as we're going to go over the line to take pole position.
Yes, excellent lap. We're all very, very pleased with that one. Nice work. Come on, I'll see you back in the pits.
Mark is very excited that we got pole position. But that's pretty good.
With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the feature race tomorrow. Make sure you join us then.
So there you go. So that's qualifying done and dusted. Ollie Bearman takes second place behind me. It was 24 thousandths of a gap there between myself and Ollie Bearman. Miata came home in third place in qualifying. Juan Manuel Correa, Roman Stanek, Jack Crawford there. He's actually done a pretty good job there in qualifying for that. As you can see here, the drivers, we actually picked up 2 points here because we set the pole position. But that is fine. Handing it over and see the orders here. And by the way, first race, it's a sprint race. So I am looking forward to this one now. So let's just hope everything else is looking good here as we get some ratings improvement. So hopefully this is going to go well here for this one. So we're about to get ready for the sprint race.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint race then. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Bahrain represents an exceptional 3.36 miles of racing. Lots of opportunities to overtake throughout its 15 corners. Now, this track has built a reputation for being brutal on the rear tyres, so keep an eye on how these young drivers manage their rubber. Strategy here could ultimately determine the winner of the race. It's the start of the new campaign, and what better way to get underway than with a high-speed sprint? We welcome Alex Brundle to the commentary box. Alex, what are you looking forward to?
All of the different scenarios we can gather together when you put these great young drivers out on circuit. It's going to be a brilliant year, full of action, and I can't wait to get going with this first sprint.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Alright, so this is the sprint race that we're going to be doing here. So it's a no-stop race. We're just going to go hard all the way to the race. So, as well as the sprint races, it's a top 10 reverse grid here. So that's pretty much all I can go for here for that. But yeah, before we start up the race here, I'm going to show you the setup that I'm using for the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you want to guys try this out here, feel free to. So I'm using all the setups I can based on the time trials that I've been using. So as you can see here, aerodynamics, transmissions and suspensions were all very goes on for that one, but I think like it will work well. Braking, I've gone with the 57 on the front brake bias, and then the tire pressures 25 on the front and the 22.1 on the rears. So I thought that's pretty much all I can go for at this point. So we're going to build up to this race here. We've got 5 lights and it's lights out and away we go. We go off to a fantastic start here We're passing all those drivers down the inside near the pit wall. We're up to 6th place there as we cut to like 3 white actions right next to Juan Manuel Correa and Roman Stanek. No, that's not Roman Stanek. That might be Villa Gomez, or it must be someone else. I don't even know who it is right next to me. But anyway, we're up to 7th place. We're right next to like some sort of a really good positions here, and for that start it was good. Up to like 7th place, right behind Juan Manuel Correa. Jack Crawford there has passed Zach O'Sullivan, and yeah, we actually did a pretty good job out there. And all that on the first lap is just trying to keep it clean. Don't try to make like simple mistakes there.
That start was okay. Now stay alert for threats around you.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So we're getting closer towards Juan Manuel Correa, while Gabriel Bortoleto and Kimi Antonello are running 1-2 respectively. So we're basically not going to be fighting for the podium, because this is a sprint race, and if we do get held up or we do locked in, this is pretty much what we can do. We need to get our heads down and pass all these drivers to get into the podium or a race win. Depends on like how great my driving style is. But even though we pick up 2 bonus points, as you can see, we made a mistake there. We pick up 2 bonus points in qualifying, so we're not gonna like trying to fight everything we can here for the like everything. We're just trying to get to the Formula 1 as soon as like we hit to 2025. But yeah, first lap is pretty clean there. We'll skip it to lap number 3 here. Nothing much has changes on lap number 2 here, as we got a retirement going on behind me, as it's one of the like ARTs. No, it's not ARTs. It must be like one of the high-tech drivers out of the race. So it sucks for one of the high-tech drivers, and yeah, nothing much is going on lap number 3 apart from one of the high-tech drivers were out of the race, and we're just cruising through on lap number 3. Nothing much is going on there. We're trying to like stay all the momentum here, trying to stay behind those drivers there, but we still have to like manage our tires very well, because we don't want to pick up a puncher. That's all we can do for this one. As you can see, Jack Crawford's trying to make a move around the outside at turn number 1, but I don't think it's gonna work out for Jack Crawford there, as he has to back out of it, so it sucks for that. So Zach O'Sullivan, he might be trying to go for the move,
Joshua's in the
but
pits.
I don't
Joshua
think
is
he
in the
is.
pits.
But yeah, everything else is going to be fine for that. So we're up to lap number 4 now. We're going to go to lap number 5, as we're getting closer towards Roman Stanek, and Stanek was not even like trying to push there. I just keep getting like wheel spins and stuff like that. But up in front there, Jack Crawford's trying to go down the inside of one of the Carlin drivers, or Roden drivers, and trying to get into the podium position, and that's Jack Crawford up into 3rd place there. He just swooped by one of the Kick Sauber drivers there in F2,
No need to
but
worry
that
about the tyre
is
condition for
all
now.
she
Everything's
wrote
looking
there.
good. Okay, mate, that's Stanek behind you now. We want to keep them behind, please. This is super critical
Now,
for our
based
strategy.
from the F124, you have some objects that they have given you for that one, so we need to stay ahead of Roman Stanek for position number 7 there, unless like we can overtake one of the drivers there, like Juan Manuel Correa, or even like one of the Roden drivers who were struggling to try to catch up to Jack Crawford there. And as we got up to lap number 6 there, we're getting some wheel spins on the final corner there, and Zach O'Sullivan has a better run there, but the Roden driver does not have the arrest. Zach O'Sullivan has the inside line, but he's going to go for the move, but this is going to be 3 abreast as Juan Manuel Correa goes around the outside to trying to get past one of the Kick Sauber drivers, and he's gone up to 5th place as the Roden driver has lost not one but twice in one corner. That is disaster for him, as we caught all the way to the back of this driver there, So we need to like do everything we can here for this one now. As we call up to lap number 7 there.
Okay, nice work. Really good
We
job.
passed one of the objects, so that's good for us. We just stay ahead of Roman Stanek there. As well, for this moment here, lap number 8, we're caught to the back of the Roden driver here, as we're trying to stay behind him so we can get the DRS here, and we're still trying to pick up all the momentums here, but it's time for the move here for this one. He doesn't have a DRS. We'll go down the inside at turn number 11 there, and we're going to try to make a move, almost make contact, and that is us up into 6th place. That's Roman Stanek. Lost the back end a little bit there. We might have to look at the replay there, because that is a back end loss for Roman Stanek here. Here's a replay of Roman Stanek, and Roman Stanek has lost the back end. I think his like rear tires have been kicked up there as the traction start to do something for this one. And we're on board with Ollie Behrman. He was right behind Roman Stanek as the back end just kicks in. Jesus, I never know how bad that was for that. So that's crazy for Roman Stanek, but he's still in contention for the fight there, but he has to still try to manage those like rear tires. If he wants to pass one of the Roden drivers, it's up to him if he wants to. So we're caught to the back of Juan Manuel Correa as the Roden driver is struggling to keep up. So he's not going to go for the move, but he's definitely trying his absolute best here. What he can do for this one, as Roman Stanek is around. Roman Stanek is around.
Green flag, we're racing again. Let's go.
And I believe he got caught up with Ollie Behrman there, as we're going to go round the outside of Juan Manuel Correa to try to get to the position, and the objective has been completed.
Mate,
we have passed Juan Manuel Correa,
That's
as
why I
Stanek
put you.
and Ollie
Smash
Behrman have both been disqualified. That is disaster for both of those drivers who were right next to me, and now, well, Ollie Behrman, who's going to be on the front row in the featured race, has been disqualified, so he'll pick up no points. That is disaster for Ollie Behrman, but that is bad news for Roman Stanek. He's been spun on the final part, which you're not supposed to lose all the momentum there, but Roman Stanek has lost his mind there. His rears were just completely cooked. I think he just overcooked his tires for that, because that turn 11 corner just made it a mistake for him this one now, as we caught up to Zach O'Sullivan, who was a Williams Academy driver, and Zach O'Sullivan has struggling to try to catch up to Jack Crawford, as we're going to go around the outside of turn number 1. Can we make the move stick like we did to Juan Manuel Correa? Yes, we can. At the exit of turn 2, we pick up the tractions and gone past Zach O'Sullivan for position number 4 there. And now final part is just try to get onto the podium here, which we're trying our absolute best here to try to get onto the podium in this F2 car. We're going to pick up the DRS, and we're going to go to the final lap of the race there, as we're going to try to go down the inside at turn number 1 to get past Jack Crawford for a podium position, and we actually did. We picked up a podium position here from 10th to 3rd. It is all or nothing, and we actually done a brilliant job there, and we're going to cruise it through. We're not going to catch up to Kimi Antonelli and Gabriel Bortoleto, but they're going to run 1-2, but it's Gabriel Bortoleto who's going to win this race, unless he'll pick up a mechanical failure and Kimi Antonelli will win it. But I don't think it's going to happen there. But Gabriel Bortoleto rounds the final corner. He will pick up a race win, but for us, it is 3rd place in the sprint race, and that is a good start of our F2 career.
Yes, mate, I'll take that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes.
The Brazilian driver will see the checkered flag first. Gabriel Bortoleto takes the win.
Well, it's just the first sprint of the year, but what a great start. They'll be looking to do more of that in the longer race tomorrow.
I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that one. I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers. They've worked so hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them making their way onto the podium. And after all of that excitement, I think I need to lie down. Thanks for joining us. We will see you when Formula 2 returns.
So that was it for sprint race in the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've still got the featured race to do, but Gabriel Bortoleto takes home the sprint win, which is picks up 10 points. And Kimi Antonelli has finished second place, didn't even beat Gabriel Bortoleto. So with this one here, is literally all we have to do is just try to beat Ollie Bearman, so we can just try to get back into the championship lead at the end of the weekend here. As you can see, the ratings here, we're actually improving a lot recently. So everything else is starting to be looking good at this event there. So without further ado, we're heading into the feature race for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Hello and welcome from the Bahrain International Circuit here in Sakhir. Down on the grid, the engineers are making their last checks, and today's race will be underway shortly. Plenty of opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit for these young F2 drivers to show what they can do. The best passing opportunity right up there at turn 1, and we should see plenty of action there. But there's another not long after at turn 4. There are 9 right-handers and 6 left-handers, and the possibility that we could see some flat spots at the tightest of those left-handers, that's turn 10. Let's take a look at the grid positions for today's race. Lloyd lines up on pole position, and it's Ollie Bearman in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Miata, Correa, Roman Stanek, Crawford, Maloney, O'Sullivan, Antonelli, Gabriel Bortoleto, Villagomez, Hajar, Paul Aaron, Enzo Fittipaldi, Colapinto, Pepe Marti, Verschoor, Victor Martins, Dirksen, Miney, Cordial, and Dennis Hauger completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. The new season starts now. I'm Alex Jakes, Alex Brundle is alongside me, and it is time to restart Formula 2. We're so excited to be back. Alex, what are you expecting from this season?
Put 22 of the world's best young racing drivers in a pot, some great venues, press go, and it kicks out a champion. I cannot wait to see who comes out on top at the end of the year.
Well, mate, pole position is a great way to start the season, but as you know, there's no points for pole. Now we've got to go and take the win.
What? Mark, we're on pole position and we did get a bonus point for getting pole position. Do you not see the point systems here? Crazy, Mark. Anyway, we're into the feature race and we're starting on pole positions. Default strat, hard to soft tires. Very unique style of strat here. There was like a 2-stop strat, but I'll just prefer like 1-stop. But I was gonna go for like soft to hard tires, and I thought, let's see what the hard tires can do on the first stint, and I'm gonna do the softs on the second stint. So here we go for the feature race. We build up to the 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go as we trying to get some good tractions at the start of the race, and we still maintain the lead here over Ollie Bearman as two damn drivers go side by side. Jack Crawford and Juan Manuel Correa go side by side. Don't know who's going to be ahead because we're on the replay camera there as these two trying to go to be like who's going to be in fourth place there, as Roman Stanek there in the behind was left there, nowhere to go there, but in the meantime there, we're doing a pretty good job there as Miata is pushing away from the two Dams drivers. That's really interesting as me, Ollie Bearman and Miata are all going to be fighting for the win here, but this is only the start of the race there. I mean, anything could happen there in the F2 race before we move to F1, but at this point here, this is literally all or nothing for myself, Lee Bearman and Miata out there for this one. Still, the two Dams drivers still battling for position number 4 there. I don't know why on earth is going on, but at the meantime, we're still keep going and keep going throughout the entire sessions there and the entire race that we have actually did there. But at this point here, we're just trying to like keep our heads down and not just like focus any single mistakes there. So we're going to get towards lap number 2 there, and after a cracking start with this feature race there, as Ollie Bearman's still with me and Miata still right with me, as the two Dams drivers as well as the triter there of Roman Stanek still couldn't even pass two of the Dams drivers, as two Dams gone side by side. We cut it there, but we didn't have a chance to take a look at it. We lose the back end a little bit at the exit of turn 1 there. Crawford, I think he's ahead. Yes, he is. So Crawford is now ahead of his teammate Juan Manuel Correa, as Ollie Bearman and Miata are still keep going for this one, as Zach O'Sullivan, the guy who's literally doing well in the sprint race, is now out of the race there. At the exit of turn 10, we lose the back end and we lost 2 positions there. I mean, what else are you supposed to do there? You have to concede the positions there. There's nothing you can do. You cannot just do flashbacks there. I was like, oh, pretend you didn't see that coming. No, this is a real race in there. We're just doing this for dear life for that. But at this point here, lap number 4 here, we're close right to the back of Miata, the Japanese driver, and we're trying to go for a move here, but we couldn't even get the job done. But we get the switchback there, trying to go down around the outside at turn number 9. Had to back out of it, but then we had to switch it to the inside at turn number 10, like we did, like Fernando Alonso overtook Lewis Hamilton in 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix. We did it on Miata. We get the positions up to P2. Now next up is Oliver Bearman. This is absolutely incredible to see here. I never even done this before, but here we are. We actually did it on F1 25 career mode on F2. That is very interesting there. So as you can see here, we're literally pulling away from Miata, as the two Dams drivers are literally not for the battle there. They're doing the teamwork there to try and catch up. Miata, myself and Bearman, but I don't think it's going to be enough there, as Roman Stanek pulls away from
okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're
a pack
going to be on
there.
softs.
So I think that leaves a bit of a momentum there for both Dams drivers if they want to go for the undercuts, if this one or not. But lap number 7, and we'll go towards lap number 8 there. This is where like lap number 8 will have to come in for a pit stop.
Okay, we're boxing
so
this lap. Give us the
we're
best
using the
lap
DRS and the
Gap to
switch
your
change
teammate
to go around the
behind,
outside at turn
20.5
number 1
seconds.
to try to get past Ollie Bearman to regain the lead. And we actually did at the exit of there, the tractions there, but that was a really good exit, and we gained the position on Ollie Bearman. I know the objective here is trying to beat the average times here in the next 2 laps,
This lap, and
but
remember the speed
apparently
limit
we
will
have
be
to come in
penalised
on
if we
lap
exceed
number
it.
8,
Keep
so we
that
have
in
to
mind
like
as you
postpone
approach.
it and come into pits for a one and only stop. So me, Ollie Bearman, I believe some others will have to come into the pits there, as Ollie Bearman follows me into the pits. So we come in first, and
forget
Ollie
the
Bearman
targets
comes
for now.
in.
We've got to focus on the
I
pit
believe
stop.
one of the Dams drives comes in, and some of the drivers will have to come into the pits because it's a mandatory stop. In the rules there, you have to do the mandatory stops. If not, then you're cooked there. So into the pit box we go. So all we can do here is just trying to stay ahead of Ollie Bearman as much as we can.
Okay, let's go
so
now. Come on. Perfect
we don't want
job
to
from
like
you and
lose
the
out
crew
all
there,
the
mate. We're
momentum
delighted
there,
with that.
as here's Joshua Dirksen there.
Up
Just
to
left
speed
in
now,
no
let's get
man's
some
land.
heat
He's
into
having a
those tyres.
rough weekend there. The sprint race, he was no man's land. He was nowhere near the pace. But at the meantime there, we're just focusing on our own race, and I believe Joshua Dirksen have to do this again on the next week's race, which is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Not Azerbaijan, what am I thinking of?
Joshua's in
Saudi,
the pits. Joshua
Saudi
is in the pits.
race. There you go. So anyway, we're coming towards lap number 10 there, as the rest of the pack there coming out of the pits because they have to come into the pits while like everyone else has to come in, and it's just me and Ollie Bearman as Miata has caught in a damn sandwich there.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now.
Okay, Marcus
Keep
is
taking care of them.
interrupt me there for this one. As meanwhile Ollie Bearman starts to catch up a lot though, but we can't even do anything else there as Miata and Crawford is trying to battle it out.
Okay, mate, that's Bearman behind you. We want to keep them behind, please.
Yep,
it's
thank you.
critical for our
So
race.
we need to stay ahead of Ollie Bearman until lap number 14. So we can do this one. If we don't want to get overtaken, that's good because we don't need to. So third place, Miata and Crawford are battling for position number 3 there, as Juan Manuel Correa is so far behind he can't even do anything else. But it's just Crawford has to like trying to get a podium position for dams. So yeah, everything can go well there for this one. As like me and Ollie Bearman, I don't know much comment on that one because like all I know was we just drive like an absolute crazy drivers there and just trying to like make sure that one driver doesn't even get the position that they needed to get the race lead. But that's just what I'm doing for this one. All I'm doing here is just trying to like stay ahead of Ollie Bearman and complete the objectives here. But as we look at the replay of this beautiful helicopter shot there of me and Ollie Bearman battling for the lead here. This is like the #1 battle on track there, which is battling for the lead of the race there, which I believe you can do that because this is literally like the #1 battle on track there. As
Great stuff. It looked like you made easy work of that target. Let's try and keep
while
that
we're
going
like
right through to the end of the
busy
race.
focusing on Ollie Bearman for that one, the two Dams drivers have both passed Miata
Okay, mate, final
for
lap.
position
Keep
number
your
3
concentration
and
let's
position
bring it
number
home.
4 there, but Miata wants to get position number 4 from Juan Manuel Correa, but Miata's trying to not give up there. For us, we're trying to hold up Ollie Bearman so like he doesn't even win the race there. But after all that, and we have literally done everything we can to hold up Ollie Bearman to take the lead of the race there. Nothing else is going to stop me there. It was literally come down to the wire, and we actually did this one now. As we're coming down towards the final part of this Bahrain Grand Prix, and we're going to take our first win in Formula 2 on F1 25.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
It was touch and go for a while there, but AIX have done it. A great victory.
Well, they've sent that one, haven't they? Brilliant start to the season, and that's exactly what they wanted for their early points tally.
It was great having you with us for the weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We will see you when Formula 2 returns.
So there we go. That is the event done and dusted there. We come home 33 points ahead of Jack Crawford there, who's now in second place in the standings, ahead of Ollie Behrman there, who was finished second in that race, now is in third overall. But in that moment there, you can definitely please how everything went for this one now. As like, how everything goes there is just so good for this one now. As like, all those drivers there, I gotta give them full props of it. They did a pretty good job out there in the feature race there, as well as the sprint race. That includes the AI for that. So let's take a look at the driver standings here. So we normally like get everything we can here, but we notice how the championship stand goes. We lead by a comfortable 13 points ahead of Jack Crawford there, and then Ollie Behrman comes home in third place. Kimi Antonelli, Juan Manuel Correa, Gabriel Bortoleto, Miata, Stanek, and some others out here will have to deal with this one. As well as the constructors, the top three are separated by 1 point each. That is madness. Dams took the lead, followed by Prema and AIX. So that was a crazy one here. Well, great start of the Formula 2 career for this one, but I'm just curious of like how well I could do when we head over to Saudi and everything like that. I'm gonna be full on confidence here and just trying to do everything I can to like just like try to like be more consistent with the pace and stuff there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for us today here for this one. So I'm pretty sure you guys are tuning in for this video, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be very happy about this career mode for this one, which we're going to be trying to get into Formula 1 ASAP before we head over to 2025, and I'm pretty sure we're going to try and do everything we can for that one. So that's pretty much it for this career mode here. I hope you guys enjoy this series there, because this is the first time ever for that. If you guys enjoy this one, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Peace, guys.